Travis, I know you learn a lot about your team at the beginning of the season. 2 games in, what did you learn about your team this week?
And that we stuck together. I thought we played really some two good teams in Niagara and in Kent State, two teams that'll have chances to win their league. And we scheduled those teams on purpose, obviously, to give ourselves an early season challenge. And I thought our group stuck together through thick and thin. Kent State, we got down early, and they started off really hot, and we stuck with it, and we're unflappable. And we ended up winning by double digits. And Niagara, they got close a little bit late, and then we were able to push through late as well. So good teaching moments for our guys. Obviously, we got a long lose to go. It's early. We got to get a lot better, but I do like our group's mentality and like that we were unflappable.
You got a big against Niagara. It looked like everything was going to go according to plan for you guys. And then late, they were able to kind of push back and make it a close game there at the end. What did you have to tell your team towards the end of, hey, we put them away early, but here they are back, and we got to close this thing out?
Yeah, you got to play 40 minutes, right? And you can't take the foot off the pedal at all. And we had 4 straight turnovers there in that spurt, and we're getting casual with the ball. And then defensively, we weren't guarding nearly as well as we were earlier on in the game when we extended the lead. So you got to play 40 minutes, and that's what, again, I always say one of the most overrated things in sports is the halftime score. Nobody cares. Nobody remembers what the halftime score was. They just remember what the final score was. So it's a good lesson to be learned for our guys, and we showed a lot of film to our guys and got better from it.
The Kent State, you mentioned the halftime score. Kent State, you're down 4 at home. Did you have to, I guess, do the same speech at halftime when you got in there, like, hey, we got to close this thing out because they're giving us all we can handle?
Yeah, I did. I told us, I say the same thing every time. Listen, the most overrated thing is in sports is the halftime score. And but I felt like the tide had really started to turn towards us kind of towards the end of the first half. And I just told those guys, listen, stick with what we're doing. We got to take care of the ball. We had way too many turnovers in the first half. And that was the only reason why I felt like they were up. I thought our defense got a lot better the last 10 minutes of the first half. And that kind of carried over into the second half. I thought we had a dominant defensive performance in that second half.
I know turnovers will make any coach lose his hair or turn it white. How do you coach the turnovers out of a team?
Yeah, I think it's part of it is just having guys trying to do too much, right? And just being a little bit more patient, play to your strengths. And then also you try to break down, how are you turning it over? Is it footwork? Is it decisions out of drives? Is it decisions on ball screens? Is it illegal screens? There's a lot of different ways you can turn the ball over. And we got to be able to clean them up. A lot of ours has been decision-making and just playing a little too fast.
You got one game coming up. It's a big one on Thursday. You welcome Ohio State to the Cintas Center. What do you hope to get out of this game, other than a win? It tells you where your team is at this point in the season.
Well, Ohio State's got a really good team. I mean, they're going to be very physical. They're big. They're strong. I mean, they have an All-American, E.J. Liddell. They're loaded up front. I mean, loaded. I think it's probably one of the top 5 front courts in the country. So we have to be able to use our depth up front, and we're going to have to man up. I mean, on the glass, around the rim with Zed Key, E.J. Liddell, Kyle Young, they're old. So we're going to see if we can handle it up front. So I think that'll be very loud and clear whether we can or not.
It's not usual that you have a common opponent this early in the season because everyone's only played 1 or 2 games. How much can you watch of what Niagara was able to do against them and what they were able to do against yourselves to scout for that game?
Yeah, I think a lot. They played Niagara was up at half, against Ohio State, and Niagara's got a good team. And, so, yeah, you kind of see some things that might have worked, might work. And same thing, they played Akron, where my brother's the head coach. Akron lost at the buzzer, basically, to Ohio State. So I've been able to watch a couple of those games, and I know Ohio State plays Bowling Green on Monday night, so we'll see that game as well.
How much, when you have that shared connection, like you and your brother, and you've got a team coming up that he's already seen, how much do you call each other and say, hey, give me a little inside info, like talk scheme or anything, or you just kind of leave each other alone?
Yeah, this one's kind of is unique, Chris, because obviously, he was college teammates with Chris Holtman at Taylor University, and so they're very close as well. So we all try to, just be careful, kind of mixing it in together. So we'll talk probably after the game. But I had a chance to watch their game very closely, and I know kind of how my brother does things and what he was looking at, and kind of tells me a lot of kind of what he thought about Ohio State.
What do you think the X factor is going to be on Thursday night?
I think it's rebounding. Again, I think we have to rebound the ball. We've been really good on the offensive glass, elite. That's got to maintain. And then we have to keep them off the glass offensively. I mean, Liddell, Key, Justice Suing, Kyle Young. I mean, those dudes are big, strong, tough dudes. And then we have to be able to take care of the ball. That's, you look at the first half against Kent State. Again, the reason they were up is because we had 13 first half turnovers. We did a much better job in the second half. We only had 3 turnovers in the second half. That has to be who we are, especially here early on in the season.